Ladies and gentlemen, rock fans from all around the world, you know who you are, you know where you are, and you are here on a special MPJ interview special because we are with the amazing Sinah from Freakstorm, live in Germany. How are you doing? Welcome to the show, Sinah.
Thank you very much.
It's an absolute pleasure to be. So, your band, Freakstorm, which we reviewed, and there's Olli, and Olli has joined us. The amazing Olli. Tell people then who haven't seen the review, if you wanted to describe your music, how would you describe your brand of rock? How would you describe your music?
I would say it's lovely melodies and rocking melodies that stay in the head, I would say, and heavy guitars, mostly.
I think the influences are from the 80s, 90s hard rock. That's where I grew up, and that's my in my bones. And I think what's maybe special or a little different is Sinah has a soft voice, but she's a great singer. She can sing the melodies. It's nothing like her voice is not like Lizzie Hale or like something who's growling the lyrics. So her power is coming from another, from a good voice, and but it's not like it's never like screaming. So and last I want to say to that is the music is always, or 90% it's for to support her singing. We don't have that much parts, only guitar and drums, and the guitar solos are always short, to the point, and then she comes back with vocals.
Yeah, it's very interesting. In our review, there was very much a difference of opinion to somebody who was saying it was very much 80s style music, and then me at the end was going, no. No, it had 80s influences, but I thought it was more kind of more. It wasn't really heavy rock because it had a lot of pop sense, which is why those those short kind of guitar kind of solos. Yeah, where you had, it wasn't pop as such, but it had, we call it pop sense, that you kind of have that musicality to the rock from that perspective. But however, I would say the panel agreed across the board that your voice was standout. Absolutely amazing voice that you had. Your vocal range was.
Thank you.
No, it is genuinely. Your vocal range is fantastic. But you look like an unlikely pair. So how did you guys meet, and how did you how did you create Freakstorm together? Did you create the band together, the two of you?
Yes. So we know each other for more than 20 years now, I think.
Right.
And we always did music together in different bands and different projects. But one day we created Freakstorm, and we knew that's our thing.
We did a lot of music before, and we did a lot of live, and it was always with a little bit of compromises.
Yeah. No, you say yeah.
And in 2016 we started when something changed with all the bands we played. We had so much experience, and we learned what we really want for us, and then we started Freakstorm, and that's really what we want to do. And then we had the lucky punch to meet Dennis Ward, who is a really great producer, and he is the puzzle who was missed in the constellation. So it's really what we want to do. No compromise anymore.
No compromise. And so what was, I mean, Ollie, you mentioned that your influences obviously came from the 80s, 90s. Sinah, you look far too young to have been around then. So why do you say it's your thing then? What was your influences that led you to the point that you're currently at then, in terms of your musical taste? Who were the bands that kind of went, yes, I love that sound, and that's the sort of sound I want to make?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm a little younger than Olli.
Little.
The first musical stuff I heard was musicals. To be honest. So that's why my passion is to sing the melodies and not to shout. That's my kind of singing. But when I met Olli 20 years ago, he showed me all his favorite songs, and I thought one day, okay, it could fit together maybe. My singing and the heavy guitars.
So when you say musicals, then were you in the theatre? What were you performing musicals? What were you doing?
Yes, as a teenager.
As a teenager,
performing musicals. Yes, and I went to theatres. Yeah.
So what sort of roles? What sort of musicals did you play in?
Oh, Grease.
Grease. Were you Sandy? Were you Sandy?
Yes, I was Sandy.
You were Sandy. Come on.
And I forgot the name. There were a lot. Rent. Do you know Rent?
Yeah.
That's really rock and roll. And I don't remember it all. Aida, I think. Some parts of Aida. Yeah.
And what was your favourite musical?
Rent.
And if you wanted to play in a musical that you hadn't played in, before you got into rock and roll, did you ever think to yourself, I want to be like Sarah Brightman in Phantom of the Opera? Did you ever have an ambition that you wanted to be in like a big massive musical like Les Mis or something like that?
I think maybe Aida. It's from Elton John and Tim Rice. I think the songs are really awesome, and it's not that popular, I think, but I like the story and the strong women in the play.
So you're going to do a cover at some point of You're the One I Want, but make it like a really heavy rock version or something. That would be amazing.
Oh. I don't know if Olli goes with it to do a Grease song as a rock.
Heavy rock, You're the One I Want.
What's the most famous song from Grease?
You're the One I Want.
You're the one that I want.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I have to think about that.
Maybe Summer Lovin'. I know them all. I'm quite fascinated because I was brought up with musicals. That's my mum. I got brought up on things like Oklahoma and Grease, and I remember watching Grease when I was 10 years old in this massive theatre, and it was packed, absolutely packed.
That's really interesting.
But yeah, absolutely. So Ollie, how about you then? In terms of how did you learn the guitar? Is that something that you grew up wanting to learn? Is this something that you were going to always learn the guitar, or did you just stumble into it? How did you learn that?
How I learned the guitar?
Yeah.
He's the drummer.
I'm playing the drum.
You drummer? I thought you were the guitarist.
I'm the drummer.
Wow. I've really done my homework, haven't I? So there we go. I blame Trish. She did leave it out for me. So how did you learn to drum? What brought you to drumming?
That's a short story. That's a short story. I knew I was a drummer from the beginning. My father is a guitar player, and I when I heard the Beatles or saw them, I was always playing Ringo.
Right.
From 3 or 4 years old, and my father watched that over some years, and then he bought me my first drums and gave me a teacher. I had lessons to start playing the drums. And then I had my first band when I was 12 or 13, and so
It was a punk band.
yeah, that
Punk
was
band.
a punk band. It
Crikey.
was like garage band,
Yeah.
normal. So I always knew I wanted that to do, and that's the main reason to learn something when you feel you want it.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And so when I looked on your website, there was just the two of you. So then, do you bring in like session guitarists, or to lay down your tracks and to go on tour? How does it work? Because essentially, it's you two in the band, and then do you bring in? Do you have regular people to come with the band? How does that work?
So from the very beginning, the whole idea of Freakstorm out the two of us.
Right.
For the first EP, we tried to include musicians we knew, and it's always the same with bands. A band needs a leader. You can't
No.
You can't bring too many
Chiefs.
Opinions.
or
Goals.
or music taste under one point. So when they left, because we started to have a little arguments, we found Dennis, and I called him and asked him, or told him, I'm a drummer and she's a singer and a songwriter. So what we need is the rest: a producer, a guitar player, and a bass player. And he said, yeah, come over. I'm all of that. He's one of the best bass player I know. He is a good guitar player, and he is a really good producer. So, and he brought Oliver Hartmann in the studio for our sessions, and that's the team in the studio now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and so that's the reason why we are the band.
Yeah.
We are not everything you hear, because.
But it's your vision and your style and your what you want. So when you said earlier that you had to compromise, then, so what sort of music were you performing, or what sort of rock music were you performing that you went, yeah, we're going to do this, but we don't really want to do that? Was it did you have to do a better metalcore? What sort of music were you having to do that really wasn't your style?
In a band, you always have arguments. So I played in a punk band. I played in a blues band with a very famous blues guitar player. I played
in a beat band.
Yeah, we played in an oldie band. It was a band of my father, founded in the 60s with his friends.
Fantastic.
And over the years, we came in the band, and it's always like oh no, that song is not good. Let's do it more. Let's do more status quo, or and then you have all these things you do without the feeling, without Überzeugung. Okay,
Yeah, no, we get it, without any passion or feeling, or I agree. No, we get that.
Yeah, and then and then the band we met each other was a good band, but it was the worst, the schlimmste.
Mm-hmm.
It was everything. We had a great singer. She was singing in a duet. But he was Italian, so we had Italian songs. We had ballads, we had rock songs like Green Day, Bon Jovi, and own songs. It had no
style,
no direction. Direction.
Yeah. Get it.
We did a lot of live and played on
state fairs,
and yes,
and clubs.
And we learned a lot, and then you have to change people in the band because they leave, and yeah, and that's all it's over years what we learned and what we.
Yeah.
I love to play in a band. I love to play with my friends or with professional musicians.
Sure. Yeah.
But when you really want, that's my opinion. When you really want to have a product, you need someone who says what to do.
You need people to steer the course and go like, this is this is my ship and this is what we want to sail in. You choose the waters that you want to sail in. Ultimately. Well, listen, we come to everybody's favourite. Oh, God, you wouldn't believe the fan mail that we get for this part of the show. It's probably the most exciting part of the show. It's called the TT time. It's Trish time. Where Trish gets to ask you some quick-fire questions. Trish, crack on.
Okay. You've bigged this up so much. It's going to be a big disappointment.
Not at all. Not at all. It's everybody's favourite, honest.
What do you hope people take away from your music? What do you give the listener?
We want to give the listener fun, of course. Yes, to have have a good time, but also the emotions, because sometimes people say, "Hey, Sinah, you have that special ballad, Angel in the Dark, and you totally." Got me in my guts, or how do you say it? Because someone is in a similar situation and can feel my lyrics, and then I think, wow, that's I get goosebumps when I hear that. Sometimes people cry when they hear Angel in the Dark or Good Winds or Forever is Long, something like that.
What's the best advice that you've ever been given as a musician to both of you?
For me, I think the best advice Olli gave me, because when I was beginning, yes.
Respect, brother.
Because when I was beginning to write songs, I was very unsure about is it enough to make a song out of it, or it sounds more like a ballad, but I want to have a rock song, and I was a little insecure. And he said, we just show it Dennis, and everything can be a song and maybe a rock song, and in the end every idea I had was becoming a song, so there was nothing going to the waste until now.
What I learned in the studio from Dennis, it's not a surprise, but it's really true. Less is more, especially as a drummer. You can make fills the whole song, and it sounds like a school band. And you have to. I learned to be happy with playing a beat, and sometimes make a point on the drums and go back to the simple beat. That helps the songs. I learned that.
Have you guys played some live gigs over the years?
Yes, over the years we played a lot, but as with Freakstorm not so much, because we were becoming parents, and then there were the pandemic. There was the pandemic, and then we said, okay, let's go to the studio. We have a ton of ideas, and let's just make some CDs or vinyls now. Now we have a vinyl, and we are very, very proud of it.
Yeah. So we have a very professional studio team, but we don't have a live band at the moment, because our buddies in the studio have no time to go on stage with us. They have bigger bands they play, like Magnum or.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sorry?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, just drop the mic in there. What do you mean? Who plays in Magnum that plays with you then?
Dennis Ward is actually the bass player of Magnum.
Thought I'd heard the name. Thought I heard the name. Yeah, okay.
And in our ballads, we have we have 2 ballads or 3 ballads with piano.
Rick Benton.
It's Rick Benton from Magnum today, not from the 80s, but
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Okay,
Wow.
Sorry.
My final question was going to be, what for each of you is your favourite song off the Dust of Glory album?
So my favorite song would be Dr. Hammer.
That's what I've written down.
Because we had no expectations for that song. I'm sorry, but it was Olli's idea. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I can write a song about Dr. Hammer. But it was getting better and better, and in the studio, in the end, I was really happy, and I was singing along and dancing, and yeah, I like it.
Good song. What about you?
My favorite song is Out for Glory. I like.
There you go. You please both of us.
I like the melody. I like the power. And the funny thing is, she writes the songs, but Dr. Hammer was the only idea I ever had.
Wow.
And Out for Glory, we got help from a guitar player. We left after the first EP, so we are still in a great contact and help each other. Yeah, and that's sometimes the different way to write our songs. That when a guitar player comes and tells us, "Hey, I wrote a riff, and it doesn't fit to my band. It sounds more like a Freakstorm song," and then Sinah goes to fulfill the songwriting to that idea. Yeah, I like Out for Glory.
I mean, I know Nigel's not a lover of cover songs, but I did love the cover of Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
And then Ozzy died.
Yeah.
And we were so sad.
You know, we had this year. It was crazy. We did 2 cover songs, and one was Ozzy, and there was a big concert in July, his last concert.
Yeah.
And we did a Scorpions cover, and they had their anniversary concert the same day. And I don't know. We recorded that songs a month ago, and like we had a
light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, because I review albums. I don't like covers because I listen to an album for originality, which is what I love. But I wasn't a fan of Ozzy. I liked his performance, but I didn't like his vocal style. So maybe I didn't pick up on the fact that it was a cover because I wasn't an Ozzy listener. However, now Magnum is a different story because Magnum was one of my heroes. Tony Clarkin, for me, was probably one of the best rock lyricists that's ever walked this earth. I saw Magnum in Guildford, a little town in Guildford, when I was 17 years old, and fell in love with Magnum. And I saw Magnum about 8 times, I think it was. They were one of my all-time greatest bands in the 80s. So and I think that and I knew I'd recognise Dennis Ward because I think shame that Tony died last year, because I think they did this. They're a bit more of a refresh, and I think they modernised their sound a bit, which was amazing. So, but massive fan. Please send my hero worship to anybody in the Magnum band. I absolutely adore Magnum, my all-time favourite bands. So Freakstorm, have you finished, Trish? Is that your questions? Have we finished with Trish time? Do you have any more?
With Trish time.
You finished with Trish time. Okay. Freakstorm. Where did the name come from? What kind of brought that on?
Yeah, that's a funny story. We began as big Hailstorm fans, so we still are Hailstorm fans, but in the beginning we wanted to meet them and give them a special gift. So we recorded Here's to Us from Hailstorm.
Yeah.
So the project needed a name, and Lizzie always calls her fans freaks. And we thought, okay, Freaks and Storm, that fits. And then we had a nice logo, or our band's name. It looked nice, our artwork, and so we just stayed with it.
Fantastic. Her new album has just come out. Have you listened?
Yes. I got it today.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. The first song the title is very similar to our first song, but we were first. Falling Star, I think, is the first song of Hailstorm, and our song is Fallen from the Stars.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's spooky.
Yeah, no, I listened to it for the first time. I picked it up today because obviously there's quite a lot of music being released.
Do you like the new album?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah.
I need my time because I love the songs like Love Bites and I Miss the Misery.
Yes.
And the new album is it's different.
It's a bit slower in places. There's still some hard rock in there, but yes.
And it's different. It's a bit softer.
Yeah.
Banger after banger with a few ballads in, whereas I feel this time it's a softer with a few bangers in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she sings more. She shows her vocal skills.
Yeah.
And yes, I was irritated in the beginning. I thought, and it sounds like the sound is like they recorded it in a garage or something like that. I was a little irritated, but if you hear it more and more, then it's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like for me the first two opening tracks, Fallen Star and Everest, I think are just absolutely outstanding. But it gets a bit heavy in places though, so there's still that edgy to her, but definitely a lot slower album. But yeah, I mean personally, I love I love her vocals, and I think it's a 5 for me at the minute. So there we go. But yeah, but no spoilers now. So we'll review it this month. Okay, so did you get to meet Lizzie and the band then? In terms of the gift you wanted to give them, did you get to meet them?
Yes, we did, and I think on this tour, I don't know, what was it, 2016?
It was Into the Wildlife tour.
Okay. And
we met them 4 or 5 times and got in touch with them. And the next tour, and the funny thing is, we covered Here's to Us, but the next song was an own song she wrote about that meetings, about learning, meeting them, and a really crazy story is, sieht man das Bild? Nee. Doch. Do you see the poster?
Oh yeah.
It was in Honolulu.
Wow.
We went to Honolulu for vacation.
Right.
And then we saw, Hailstorm will be there too on March 10th. And we bought tickets, went to the concert, and the next day we met the drummer RJ Hale in the hotel. And Honolulu is a very big town. It's like...
It was by accident.
Wow.
We were walking around and then finally...
there's RJ.
Oh, wow, RJ.
So we met him in Honolulu, and that's so crazy. And it's a story.
Wow.
That's incredible.
I know someone on our podcast that will absolutely love that, and that will be Will. He's an absolute Hailstorm fan.
I might have overtaken him, I think. I mean, I watched. I saw Daughtry live, and she did a duet with Daughtry at the Royal Albert Hall, and that was something else. That was absolutely fantastic. So, okay. So, what is your aspirations then, kind of going forward? Because obviously you're not a live band, so you're a studio band by the sound of it. What are your aspirations then? Is it, do you aspire? You say you obviously you're bringing up. You've obviously got young families, but so what is your aspirations in terms of the band and the music that you want to produce?
It's not an easy question. Was wollen wir erreichen? Oder was sind unsere Ziele?
Yeah. First, we do what we love.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. Yeah.
So we are happy to produce it, have a good weekend with Dennis in the studio, and then it's of course you are happy when you sell CDs, when you sell LPs. And you are happy when you see people in the UK are talking about your album, and when you have when you see your listener on Spotify are growing and growing. So that makes you happy because we are not on tour. We don't go to the people in that way to show us. What I think. Why it works a little bit is it's very professional producing, and it's music that fits into a special scene. I say it's hard rock, you say it's modern. That both is true. The basics, the 80s hard rock, and the producing is of course more modern. Like it has to be today, and I learned there are people all over the world who likes that music can listen to Freakstorm. You know what I mean? There are millions of people who don't like hard rock. They will never listen to Freakstorm.
Oh, absolutely not. It's just like, you know,
like Paul.
It's just when we're going to the big concert in Portsmouth, which is right on the south coast of England, which is not far from us, and it's called Victorious. And I'm going on the Sunday, and Kings of Leon are headlining it, and then you've got Block Party, the Zootons, and everything as well like that. And I just think to myself, you know, sometimes you know, and you see these up and coming bands that get like a half an hour slot, and you just go, I wish somebody like Freakstorm, I could encounter somebody like Freakstorm, you know, at one of these like these kind of festivals, which are more indie kind of hard rock, indie rock and soft rock and that sort of stuff, as well as kind of pop rock, and you just go, oh, you know, I wish I would discover a band like Freakstorm kind of there, you know, and be part of that. So I think you would be amazing live. I really do.
So
but yeah,
we have a live history, and we could go on stage. So from our skills,
you
I
should
would say.
do. You should
but
do. Come to the UK.
But the first steps are missing. So at first we needed a place to rehearse our songs.
Yeah.
And some people who play with us.
Yeah. That's our next goal, but we don't like to talk too much before it's something to say.
No, I know you mean.
You know? I think I have the same opinion. One day there will be a festival. We can start at 10 in the morning, and it's our a festival where our music fits to the festival, and then we won't say no, and we'll look for the people who will play it with us.
Absolutely.
And that's the start. Our daughter is old enough now. In the beginning, she really was the reason, because she was the baby, and we are the parents, and you can't go on stage all the time together. Who is with the baby? We didn't want that.
Hold on, that's what Dennis is for. Producer, babysitter, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was a few months after she was born. It was Corona. There, she.
Yeah. How old is your daughter now?
She really didn't met her grandparents.
No, absolutely not. How old is she now? How old is she now? She must be what, 5, 6 years old? 5 years old. And what's her name? Is it Lizzie?
It's a Hawaiian name for heaven.
Oh, is it? Okay. What's
now
that?
you can Google.
Oh, I'm going to
Okay.
Google it.
We don't want to. You will easily find.
Okay, cool, fantastic. Well, listen, that brings us very nicely because you two, talking to you is like being in rock heaven, that's for sure. So, absolutely fantastic. Thank you ever so much for joining us and sharing your story and your journey with Musical People and Journeys so far. We wish you all the best. I'm really excited to hear your next instalment, whenever that may be, and long may your continued success continue. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Check out their album, Dust of Glory is the name of the album. You'll absolutely love it. It's absolutely fantastic. And thank you very much, and keep on rocking. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.